Yes, YouTubers, back with another video. I know I missed last week. I didn't make a weekly analysis video, but I'm back this week. Didn't really get any trades last week as well. The market was a bit funny for me, but yeah, we're back. So let's start with JPPY basket. We came into this weekly fair value gap and it did create a good reaction, and I wasn't able to make any profit out of it whatsoever. I didn't get any trades that I just moved to the downside. I was thinking we may have flipped around here, but clearly we didn't. We kept pushing down. So for me, last week I didn't even get any gains out of this move, but it is what it is. Going forward for this week with the yen index, obviously a clear target will be here. Potentially we might come down to here, but I'm going to be aware of any reversals near this previous week low. But potentially if we start trading, get some daily closure below here, that would be the first target. And as well, as you can see here, got this weekly fair value gap. So should be hopefully some nice pressure to the downside, but there's still things that could potentially stop it. So yeah, this previous week low could reverse from here, and then you've got this area down here where price could potentially reverse from. But overall, if we don't, then this will be the target, meaning that I am bullish on GJ. Right now though, what I can see, what price, because we violated this weekly fair value gap to the upside, so that's not pushing price any lower. We have a weekly volume imbalance here, which price may want to get to, but before we get there, there's this daily fair value gap also that I'm looking at. So realistically, is there any point of me getting in a trade on GJ if that's my target? Not really, because it's only 60-50 pips. With that said, if we violate this area, then potentially we can try like target these highs up here, and then now it makes sense to try to trade GJ. So again, probably won't even get in any positions in GJ. I'll keep an eye on it, but probably won't trade GJ this week either. So I'm neutral on. Well, I've got a bullish bias, but right now where the target is, it doesn't make sense to get in any positions basically. But if we can get some daily closure, no reversal patterns, then we can try to target these highs. Now it makes more sense. Obviously, if we're looking at previous weeks, moving a lot, 482 points, 365, so I would call it 350. That will take us up to here, 400, up to here. So we'll just have to wait and see. The dollar, it did, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if we dropped into this area here before not last week, the week before. We're now in here. Now I would like to see bullish price action. So the moment price breaks this high, I'm bullish on the dollar, meaning I will be looking for sells on EU, and it's nice because EU has also come into an area of interest. This volume imbalance, it's just waiting on the same thing, waiting for this low to go, then I potentially can see shorts on EU. Again, missed out on all this with the dollar being a bit like, because of Trump, I was thinking we was going to go higher and stuff like that, but we didn't. We just came into that weekly fair value gap. I wasn't able to capitalize on any of these. In fact, I wasn't able to capitalize on any of these. Any of this move to the upside, I wasn't able to capitalize on it. It was a very dry week this week. So yeah, we're just gonna wait, see if we can get some confirmations back to the downside, and look for shorts. But if not, we've got another one here, and then we've got this weekly high. So anytime if it was to come in and I see that we price action shift, this area of interest, then I'll be interested in selling Euro USD, and that with the dollar makes sense for me. So waiting for confirmation for shorts on EU basically. Obviously we've got the futures market. Let's just quickly, I like to use this for structure. So this hasn't got the, as you can see in here, it hasn't got any weekly volume imbalance. So what is it going to reverse off potentially? This weekly high, there's nothing really. What's it going to, there's a monthly fair value up there. Yeah, monthly fair value that potentially could come up into that. Can't put all the way down here. Nah, that's crazy. Anything can happen, but yeah. So I don't like it now because the futures market's not what's its key level that it's gonna reverse off. There's nothing really here. With respect to this day, okay. Potentially could respect this daily fair value gap. We haven't closed above it. So we just have to wait and see if we're getting reversal signs. Same thing. If I get that, then potentially we could be bearish on the EU. Again, US30 YM, nice push to the upside. I expected this to happen, but I didn't capitalize on it. I was waiting, and I was preparing to try and get in some longs, but my edge just wasn't my entry wasn't present, should I say. Everything else was, my entry wasn't present, and that's now why I've just been like kind of live testing and back testing like how else could I have got in, and then hopefully I found a way now. Will give me some gains. Here I never would have traded on Wednesday. Wednesday I never would have traded because it was in this weekly fair value gap anyway. But then I had this. This is what made me think I need to find another way to enter positions, because I seen this and I said, well, we're failing to push lower to change the structure of price to the downside. So we're clearly still bullish, and I obviously I had a target up here which we've not quite got yet. So I wanted to be in longs. I'm thinking, if you've seen me trade and you've seen my videos, you know I'm just waiting for a break, retest, and then we're pushing on this down candle and we're pushing higher. It never gave me the retest to this zone here, so I missed out on this move. So that made me have to think a bit, and then now I've got to look in the market and see what happens and find another way to enter, and I'm comfortable with it, and it's not too much. Like, I don't want to be on the 1 hour. Like, at first I was looking at the 1 hour, now I'm looking at the 2 hour. I'm just looking at another way that I can get in these moves when I have a strong bias. Like, I fully believed that it was going to go higher, but my entry didn't let me get in. So I need to find some sort of another second way of entering the market. So yeah, that's going to be the journey, a bit more of the journey. And then obviously we hit this. No, we didn't. Friday, we took out Thursday's high, and then we pushed to the downside. There was potentially a trade. There were a trade there. There was, but I would have been just like, my rules wasn't there. Like, I would be using different time frames and a lot of stuff would be messed up. Really, there's no trade there. But yeah, this week, potentially we still could be bullish. Obviously, we're gonna see how price reacts to last week's high. We've got this previous week's high here, and then the overall target, the all-time highs. But again, if we was to shift, but the shifting area is all the way down here for me, unless we break a high and make a new low. The price to shift right now is all the way down here. So anyhow I see any bullish price action and an entry, I'll go long on YM, on US30. Just gotta be patient and wait. I would like it to come a bit further down, so then if that is my target, if it's down here, at least it's a decent move. I can get some good gains on it. I think it would have made a daily fair value gap as well in this closes, so we potentially could come down into here and then look for a structure, a shift in the market, and then try to target these highs. Yeah, I think potentially, most likely, we're probably going to see all-time highs, and then it would be good to get a nice pullback and then try eat on that pullback. So what if we did get a mad pullback, 50% over here and then 61 somewhere down here, whatever. Yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, still bullish. There's no signs that we're bearish right now. If we break this level, then I would be bearish. I'll look for sells. Unfortunately, last week I wasn't able to capitalize on this big move to the upside. Do some good gains. It just is what it is. But I feel like when you go through this stuff, you just have to learn, collect data, and then when this happens again, I'm going to be up. It is what it is. Bitcoin annoyed me horribly. I did get in a position. I don't know if it was last Friday though. So it wasn't this week, it was last Friday. I was up 2% on the trade. So I was 2% up on my phase 2. Price coming to here, I didn't close the position, and I ended up I ended up 2% down. Something crazy, something stupid like that. I was 2% up and I ended up 2% down. Yeah, that was annoying. But yeah, Bitcoin right now, if we look at if we go on the daily strip, daily time frame, it's just disgusting. I can't. Who wants to trade this? But you probably see me in trades in the next week, or this week coming. Still bullish, but it's just tight. It's consolidating. It's not really doing much, is it? Obviously, it's all-time high being a target. I got in I live tested some trades here, whatnot. But apart from that, I ain't really got a few bias for Bitcoin right now. I'm neutral on it. If we get, what would I need to see for me to? I need to ask what I need to say, because sometimes I say, oh, I've not got no whatever, and then I just miss stuff because I'm not even looking at the pair. But what do I need to see? What would I like to see to make me want to trade it? No, I don't mind the previous daily low being swept, these being swept, and then a shift to show me that we're back being bullish, even though we're bearish. If I'm following my rules, we're bearish right now. Just because we've swept this previous day high, so we shifted. For me, I'm bearish. So until I see some sort of sweep of the previous day low, and then a shift, then I'll be back bullish. And then depending where that happens, will determine whether I look to take a position. So if we sweep this one or this one, and then we get back around this area where the shift is, and I can try potentially get even to here or to all-time highs, it makes sense. But right now, neutral. Well, price action is telling me to be bearish, but I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, so it's the conflict, so therefore I'm just not going to trade it. But it is what it is. There's not been an entry to there's not been an entry to sell right now anyway. Plus I don't want to be in sales on this asset, so we'll be neutral. So looking at all these pairs, what's most likely going to be my week? US30 longs, if it makes sense, if it's worth it. We need confirmations of a shift to the downside on EU. So dollar needs confirmation to the upside, but we're in a good area of interest. And GJ is very close to the targets, so it doesn't really make sense. So unless we get above here, then it starts to make sense for longs. So really, the only pair that's ready for me to all I need is in fact, none of like that right now. There's not one pair that I could come in on Monday and say if I see an entry I can take. Because even US30 now, it needs to come back down into this daily fair value gap, and then I can be like, yeah. But the thing is with this, I don't need to wait for a shift in the market. So if it bounces in and I get a entry confirmation, I can get in. I don't have to wait for confirmation that the structure is bullish, because the structure is still bullish for me until it breaks this low. So yeah, potentially US30, because I don't have to wait for a shift in the market to tell me like, yeah, we're bullish. I can get in positions if we come into this area. So yeah, US30 is the only thing that's ready to be traded. Everything else, I need a confirmation. GG, I need a confirmation. EU, I need a confirmation. Unless I just try to carry on buys, but because we're in an area of interest, I don't want to carry on buys. I rather, obviously if we get a daily closure above, then clearly we potentially could be going to the next level. But for now, I'm gonna see what happens and then trade accordingly. So yeah, it was a bit of a longer one, weekly analysis. Yeah, hope you get some value from it. But yeah, so for me, I'll be going US30. That's about it. Trying to just smash this account, get it done, and then yeah, start getting paid off this trading, get some gains. But yeah, if you are, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions for me or got any advice or anything, please leave a comment down below. Peace and love.